As the years pass, one question subtly lodges itself into the hearts of aging parents. Who will stand by us when we grow old? For centuries, societies around the world have grappled with this deeply personal yet universal concern. Will it be a son, rooted in tradition as the bearer of the family name, or a daughter, often regarded as the more nurturing presence? While the answer varies across cultures, families, and circumstances, one truth prevails. True support comes not from roles assigned by society, but from relationships built on trust, love, and understanding. Throughout history, different cultures have placed differing expectations on sons and daughters. In many traditional societies, sons were seen as the primary providers and protectors of their aging parents. This expectation often stemmed from patriarchal systems where property and responsibilities were passed from father to son. Sons carried the family name and were viewed as the ones to ensure continuity. In contrast, daughters, upon marriage, were considered to belong to another family, shifting their focus to their in-laws. However, these traditional roles have evolved, especially in modern times. Education, urbanization, and changing societal norms have blurred the lines. Daughters now often remain closely connected to their parents, offering emotional and practical support that can rival or even surpass that of sons. This shift reflects a deeper truth. Caregiving is not a duty assigned by gender, but an act of love and responsibility shaped by individual character and circumstances. But beyond societal expectations, another question arises. What does support truly mean? Is it financial assistance, physical presence, or emotional companionship? For many elderly parents, the answer is a blend of all three. Financial support might address medical bills and daily needs, but without emotional connection and presence, it can feel hollow. Similarly, physical presence without empathy can leave a sense of loneliness unfulfilled. Consider a son who lives across the country, sending money each month but rarely calling or visiting. Contrast that with a daughter who makes time for weekly calls, listens attentively, and visits whenever she can, even if her financial contributions are minimal. Which child, in this scenario, is offering more meaningful support? The answer lies in the parent's emotional fulfillment, not in a ledger of transactions. Relationships between parents and their children, too, play a crucial role. A son or daughter who feels deeply connected to their parents, who has shared moments of warmth, understanding, and mutual respect, is naturally more likely to step forward when support is needed. On the other hand, strained relationships, unresolved conflicts, or feelings of neglect can create barriers that even a sense of duty may struggle to overcome. It is here that the seeds of support are sown, not in adulthood, but in childhood and throughout the years. Parents who invest time and effort into building strong, nurturing relationships with their children often find those bonds reciprocated later in life. This does not mean perfect parenting guarantees unwavering support, but the effort to foster connection and mutual respect lays a foundation that can withstand life's challenges. There is also the question of proximity. In an increasingly globalized world, families are often spread across continents. A son or daughter who lives nearby may be able to provide hands-on assistance, running errands or accompanying parents to medical appointments. Yet, even from a distance, technology allows children to remain involved in their parents' lives. Through regular video calls, coordinating care services, or simply being available as a source of emotional support. Another critical factor is the personality and values of the children themselves. Some individuals, regardless of gender, naturally gravitate toward caregiving roles. They find fulfillment in being there for others, stepping up in times of need and offering comfort and reassurance. Others may struggle with these roles due to their own life circumstances, emotional challenges, or lack of resources. It is essential for parents to recognize and respect these differences among their children. Expecting equal levels of support from each child can lead to disappointment and conflict. Instead, understanding and appreciating each child's unique way of showing care can strengthen family bonds. For instance, a son might excel at handling finances, while a daughter might be more attuned to providing emotional support. Together, their contributions form a holistic web of care. But what about families where children are unwilling or unable to offer support? In such cases, the role of social structures and communities becomes vital. In many cultures, extended families, friends, and neighbors step in to fill the gaps, creating a network of support that eases the burden on any single individual. Governments and organizations, too, have a role to play, providing resources and systems that ensure elderly individuals are not left isolated or neglected. Ultimately, the question of who will support aging parents, son or daughter, cannot be answered definitively. It is not a matter of choosing one over the other, but of recognizing that support stems from a combination of factors: the strength of relationships, the individual circumstances of each child, and the broader societal framework. What remains constant is the importance of open communication, mutual understanding, and shared responsibility within families. As parents grow older, it is natural to hope for care and companionship. Yet, this hope must be balanced with an awareness of the realities each child faces. For children, the opportunity to support their parents is not merely a duty, but a chance to express gratitude, to give back for years of love and sacrifice, and to deepen their own sense of connection and purpose. Whether it is a son, a daughter, or a combination of both, the support that truly matters is the kind that comes from the heart, a support rooted in empathy, respect, and the unbreakable bond of family. As we navigate the complexities of aging and caregiving, let us remember that these moments of giving and receiving are what make the journey of life truly meaningful. How can parents lay the foundation to ensure their children, whether a son or daughter, become their support in old age? Building relationships that withstand the test of time requires mindfulness and effort. It all begins with the example set by parents. Children who witness their parents caring for their own aging parents absorb this as a behavioral model. When a child sees respect, patience, and devotion directed toward grandparents, they are more likely to carry those values into their relationships with their parents in the future. Equally important is fostering a culture of open communication within the family. Children need to feel that their feelings and opinions matter. Often, the generational gap arises not from a lack of love, but from misunderstandings. Parents who actively listen, who accept their children as they are without judgment, create an atmosphere where relationships remain strong even during challenging times. Another key aspect is acknowledging that children, like their parents, go through their own life stages. Young adults build careers, start families, and face their own challenges. Parents must respect and understand this balance. If adult children feel excessive pressure from their parents, it can lead to internal resistance. Conversely, parents who show patience and support their children's journeys are more likely to receive mutual respect and care. Gratitude also plays a vital role. Parents often become so focused on the day-to-day care they provide that they forget to thank their children for the attention and support they give. Simple words of appreciation like "thank you" can strengthen bonds and show that their efforts are valued. For children, this transforms caregiving from a duty into a joy, knowing their contributions matter. Family traditions are another powerful tool for creating deep connections across generations. Shared holidays, customs passed down from parents to children, and collective memories build a sense of unity. These moments become a foundation for the future, helping children remember that family is their steadfast support system. Even if life takes family members to different places, such traditions preserve a sense of belonging. But what if relationships are already strained or even broken? It's important to remember that it's never too late to start a dialogue. Rebuilding relationships is a challenging and time-consuming process, but it's possible. This requires humility and sincerity. Parents willing to acknowledge their mistakes and show a genuine desire to improve the relationship often open doors to reconciliation. For adult children, it's important to recognize that supporting parents is not just a responsibility, but an opportunity to express gratitude for years of love and care. Even if there were difficulties in the past, each step toward understanding and helping strengthens the bond. Moreover, caring for parents allows children to reconnect with their roots and their family's history. This not only brings a sense of fulfillment, but also sets an example for their own children. As we consider whether sons or daughters more often become the primary support, we cannot ignore the cultural differences that continue to influence the distribution of roles. In many Eastern cultures, the responsibility for aging parents traditionally falls on sons. Yet in practice, daughters are often more attuned to their parents' emotional needs. This doesn't mean that sons are less caring. They may simply express support in different ways, such as through financial contributions or managing practical matters. Interestingly, in modern societies, gender roles are becoming less defined. Sons are increasingly taking on emotional caregiving, while daughters are often primary financial providers. This demonstrates that true support isn't a matter of gender, but of upbringing and individual character. However, another question arises. How can parents prepare themselves so they don't become a burden to their children? One answer lies in setting an example of self-sufficiency. Parents who take care of their health, plan financially for their old age, and remain active show their children that aging isn't a weakness, but a phase of life that can be faced with dignity. This approach not only eases the burden on children, but also inspires them to care for their parents with respect. Another crucial step is having open conversations about future needs. Instead of hoping children will figure out what's expected of them, it's better to discuss it in advance. These discussions, while emotionally difficult, help avoid misunderstandings later. Children who know their parents' expectations feel more confident in their role. It's also worth considering that parents can strengthen their support network not only through their children, but also through friends, neighbors, and communities. Maintaining social connections, participating in clubs, or volunteering helps parents stay engaged with society, which in turn lessens the reliance solely on family. Finally, forgiveness remains one of the most vital aspects. No family is perfect. Mistakes are inevitable, and grievances occur. But families that learn to forgive and move forward create bonds that can withstand any challenge.